And the Cardinals had their first day of camp yesterday, and he already had a highlight connection with his new teammate, Larry Fitzgerald. All eyes will be on the #1 pick and whether Cliff Kingsbury's up-tempo offense will work in the NFL. Well, take a listen to what Kyler had to say about that yesterday.
I don't see why everybody thinks it can't be successful. It's just like any other offense. It's an offense. We work at it, we practice it, and it's our job to execute it. If we don't, then it won't be successful. But if we do, like I said, I feel like it works at the college level. I don't see why it couldn't work at the pro level. So it's our job to make people believe in that.
All right, Reggi Bush still with us. You enjoyed that video a lot. So what's your take on what he had to say? Is the offense going to work in this NFL?
Man, he sounded like a rookie at the podium right there. I remember when I got drafted, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm about to be cutting back like I was doing in high school and college. And I'm going to kill him. They ain't even going to see it coming. In the first preseason game, we played the Cowboys in New Orleans. And DeMarcus Ware ran me down by himself. I had an option route to the sideline, ran me down. From that point on, I was like, okay, this is different up here. This is a lot different up here. So I think Cliff Kingsbury offense will work in the NFL. I believe he is a good coach. What kind of coach remains to be seen, right? But as a rookie head coach in NFL, and as I'm looking at the Arizona Cardinals schedule, they got a tough schedule. They got to play the NFC South, and they got to play the AFC North.
Yep.
Week 2, they got to go to Baltimore. Then they're home versus Carolina. Now, I know Kyler Murray is pretty fast, but Carolina loves the blitz, and so teams are going to figure them out, right? They're going to blitz, condense the pocket, get their hands up in the air, and make it cloudy and ugly for Kyler Murray. So, to me, it's not a matter of if the offense will work, but can it sustain, right?
Yeah.
Is it going to have longevity down the road? Because the last 6 games of their season, they played the Rams, Pittsburgh, Cleveland Browns, who are going to be fighting for a playoff spot, maybe the division, at Seattle, at LA Rams. They could be drastically improved in 4-12, right? Like, there's no bowl games for 5 and 7 teams at the NFL level like they got in college. Like, if you don't make the playoffs, you go home.
That's true.
And so, to me, it's a matter of longevity because Chip Kelly also had an up-tempo offense, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And teams figured it out at some point. And so, when you're the new kid on the block and you got a new offense and people haven't seen it enough, you're going to have some success. But year 2 and 3, that's where we're going to find out what you're really made of. So.
To piggyback off what you said, that's the naivete of being young. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes youth is wasted on the young. Because there are a lot of things that work in college. There are a lot of players that work in college that don't work when they get to the NFL. And you're bringing a guy that was 35 and 40 at Texas Tech. He was 35 and 40 at Texas Tech. Now,
he had Patrick Mahomes.
My homeboy. How did that turn out for us? I think my homeboy won the MVP. Skip, I remember in 1989, Andre Ware won the Heisman. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was the 7th pick in the draft. He runs the run and shoot in college. He goes to the Detroit Lions that runs the run and shoot.
Nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing.
Is that what you're predicting?
Skip, all I'm saying is, he won the Heisman. You know what else? Skip.
Leave that Heisman at home, because I ain't going to help him.
No. Skip, in college, Oklahoma had the best offensive line in college football. That's the reward they would get.
They did.
That's true.
He goes to Arizona, who has the worst offensive line in football.
I'll give you that.
And on that play, that highlight play, that was a heck of a catch. If that's not a young DB, that's a pick. That was a terrible throw. Just so for people that's watching at home, that was not a good throw. That should have been picked. Larry Fitzgerald made a heck of a catch. A good DB, oh, he picking that. Just so we know, Josh, want to be clear, crystal clear.
Okay.
So for me, Skip Bayless.
So are you predicting disaster for Kyler Murray? Because that's where you're heading.
No, I'm just saying, Skip. He talking about success. I'll be like, I see. Oh, it worked in college. Just because things work in college doesn't mean it, Skip.
That's true.
Everybody, listen. You get no breaks in the NFL, even though the record might not be the Patriots, but everybody at this level can run and can run really, really fast. He about to find out. Oh, you know how you just running away from people? He will run away from no one.
Okay. I don't know about that.
Okay. Okay.
They gonna condense that pocket.
Okay,
Make them stay in. Make them throw the ball when it's cloudy. Get their hands up.
Just for the record, Reggie Bush was listed at 6 feet 205. Is that about right? Ballpark. This young man is listed at 5'10 and 1/8, 207. So he's right in the same. They built different. Yeah.
His 207 compared to that 205 was a lot different.
It is funny. Jenny watched him a lot in college. I watched him a whole lot. I watched every snap he took, but we only have a small sample size of 1 year.
Right.
But he plays smaller than he's built. He's built strong. He's built solid because he did run with the ball a lot at Oklahoma. Not once do I ever remember him staggering after getting hit or wobbling after getting hit. He showed, I'm knocking on wood for him, he was durable in college football. So what do we know about the NFL? We know Jim Kelly once ran a thing called the run and shoot, where they were really the first team to spread you completely out.
K-gun.
The K-gun. And it worked because of the man at the controls of it, Jim Kelly, who was 6'3", 220, but still.
I mean, it helped to have Thurman Thomas, Hall of Fame.
I'm just saying, it helped.
Yeah.
And yet that offense worked enough that they got 4 Super Bowls. They lost all 4 of them, but they won 4 AFC titles with that offense. So again, to me, it depends who's at the controls of the offense. Andre Ware was overrated coming out of college, I thought, and he proved to be a bust in the National Football League because he just wasn't good enough. His arm wasn't strong enough. His decision-making...
Andre Ware, you mean?
I mean, Andre Ware, sorry. Yeah. And so the point is, I'm going to tell you what this kid is one more time. He is a very special football player. He is a pass-first quarterback who has an arm that's a touch stronger than Baker Mayfield's and a release that is way more than a touch quicker than Baker Mayfield's. When he does escape the pocket, he was the fastest man in college football last year, and I'm not sure about this, but he just might be up there as the fastest man in the National Football League because I'm going to stand by this. Quickest feet I've seen on a football field since I saw Barry Sanders play. Quickest feet.
Yeah, Skip, he did 100 steps.
Shockingly quick.
Right. Everything look fast.
It's fast.
His head coach said that when he steps on the field, he will be by far, he said, by far the fastest quarterback in the National Football League. And I don't think that's an overstatement. So now it's down to decision-making, play calling, ability to read and react. Obviously, at this level, the windows are way tighter and they close way faster, way faster than what happened. Because at Oklahoma, Hollywood Brown could just run by people and he'd be 15 yards open.
You don't get a whole lot of wide open receivers.
Okay, but this young man played with a poise and what I call an athletic arrogance that I have rarely seen, and I mean that in the most positive way, because he knows he could have been a Major League Baseball star. He was the 9th overall pick in the MLB draft, as well as the 1st overall pick in this draft. That's never happened before. He handles himself with a poise and a serenity that you rarely see at that position. So he will be afraid of nothing at this next level. Again, is he going to get his comeuppance? Is he going to have a DeMarcus Ware moment where he's going to say,
gonna have a couple
whoa, where did that come from?
Oh, you remember what happened? Quincy Williams got to him and slammed him and knocked his helmet off. The helmet you remember that? You remember Quincy Williams got him?
Do you remember what happened without his #1 receiver? Do you remember what happened in the second half?
They got to break me off.
Do you remember the yards he put up? Do you remember what he threw for?
Skip, if we running a race, and I'm 10 minutes ahead of you, and I only got 1 lap to finish, so what if you run a blistering last leg?
Yeah.
What if you're running with 1 shoe on your foot, and the other one's barefooted?
I'm so far.
How are you gonna do?
Zola Bud.
How are you gonna do?
You remember Zola Bud?
She ran both barefooted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it don't matter.
The one thing you also got to be careful of is there's certain things that Kyler can't control, right? Like, what if his best weapons get hurt? Then what happens, right? Then who does he have the ball to throw to? Or his offensive line isn't holding up this
Well, I
year.
hope his offensive line don't get any worse, Reggie. They get any worse than what they were last year. They gonna get him hurt.
Okay. He's playing on a bad football team against a hellacious hard schedule. You're right about that. That is hard, and it only gets harder.
And all the teams he named, what do they do, Skip? They play defense. The Ravens come
like
get
that
you.
second week.
week 2 and week 3.
They come get you.
All right. We're
going to find out real quick about Kyler Murray.
Okay. You're going to find out that he can play. That's what you're going to find out. Okay?
Okay.
All right. We're going to find out.
I hope because
I think you're betting against him.
No,
Right?
I ain't betting against. I don't bet. Skip,
Are you
don't bet.
afraid to bet against him? I'm on the record. I'm saying, I told you mid-year last year, he is going to win the Heisman. And you were like, Tua's got that. Tua don't got
said
that.
it right.
But, here's the but if the games could have been closer, Tua could have had 60 touchdowns. I mean, but playing the first half.
Okay.
He did have a lot of touchdowns.
Yeah, but he stunk up that championship game. That SEC
Did he
championship.
stake it up against Oklahoma?
Huh?
When they went head-to-head, who had the better day scale? Head-to-head.
Well, I thought Kyler had the better.
No, you didn't think that.
Yeah.
How could you think something like that?
Because that running back for Alabama was just running wild on a team that did not recruit him.
So Tua did nothing, huh?
He did okay.
Okay, just okay.
Yeah, Oklahoma had the worst good team defense I've ever seen in the history of college football.
Hopefully it'll be better.
Yeah.
You know who helps Kyler, though? It's Larry Fitzgerald. And I mean, to go back to that highlight, and just perspective, he posted this on Twitter today. When I had my first NFL practice, Kyler was 7 years old. Now I get to help him live his dream like I have for the past 16 years. I think he is a difference maker in Kyler's ability to adapt.
I think he's definitely the veteran in the room that's going to help him transition from college to the NFL. But at the end of the day, Kyler still got to throw that football. He's still got to sit back there behind that center and deliver that ball on time consistently.
And maybe
Solomon
remind
Thomas,
him
Joey Bosa.
a couple
Shannon, you have
The
swung
list
and
goes
missed
on.
again.
We ain't even talking about the Rams.
I know.
Rams defense.
Aaron Donald.
Fowler.
That defense
Got some
gets
time.
They coming.
And they got Clay now.
And you know Wade turned him loose. You know Wade turned him loose. Turn him loose, Wade. Let him loose.
You better hope
Reggie,
so.
thank you for joining us. Have a good weekend. We'll have you back soon. Eli Manning, not known for trash talk, but you have got to hear what he said yesterday. We'll tell you next.